Have you ever wondered why it feels like no matter how hard you work, your money seems to buy less and less every year? Why groceries cost more, rent skyrockets, and even the smallest expenses creep up quietly while your income barely moves? Today, I'm exposing a global money trick so subtle, so quietly engineered, that millions of people will go bankrupt without ever understanding what actually happened to them. And the craziest part? You are already living inside the system. You're already participating in it. You're already losing money from it every single day. But once you understand how this trick works, you'll never look at your bank account or the global economy the same way again. So sit tight, because by the end of this video, you'll understand the biggest financial illusion of our time, an illusion designed to transfer wealth upward, drain the middle class, and keep ordinary people trapped in a cycle they can't escape. To understand the trick, we first need to look at the invisible force controlling nearly everything you buy: inflation. Most people think inflation just happens, like weather or nature, but inflation is not an accident. Inflation is a strategy. Inflation is engineered. Inflation is used as a silent tax, a tax on the poor, the middle class, savers, workers, and anyone holding cash. When governments print money, your purchasing power shrinks long before you notice what's happening. By the time prices rise on shelves, the damage to your wallet was already done months or even years earlier. And the people who benefit? It's never the same people who suffer. Governments, major corporations, investment banks, and the ultra-wealthy understand inflation perfectly. They know exactly how to protect themselves. They know exactly how to profit from it. You, on the other hand, were never meant to know. Let's break down the illusion. Most people believe money is a store of value, something that keeps its worth over time. But modern money is not designed to hold value. Modern money is designed to lose value. The system depends on it. If money kept its value, people would save too much. Spending would slow down. Debt would be harder to repay. Governments would struggle to finance themselves. So instead of allowing money to remain stable, the system is built on a constant, slow leak. A steady erosion of value that happens a little bit every year. 3% here, 4% there, maybe 10% during crises. You don't feel it at first. You don't panic when a $2 item becomes $2.10. But multiply that tiny erosion by millions of items, by years of your life, by decades of economic manipulation, and suddenly your entire life is more expensive. Suddenly you're struggling to survive in an economy that seems to be designed against you. Because it is. Here's where the trick gets darker. The people creating the inflation are the same people reporting it, the same people measuring it, the same people managing it. Imagine a thief who steals your wallet and then tells you how much was inside. That's exactly how the global financial system works. Inflation statistics are massaged, adjusted, and manipulated. The basket of goods changes. Energy numbers are moved. Food weightings shift. They remove items that rise too fast. They add items that make inflation look lower. The official numbers are almost never the real numbers. But as long as the public believes them, the illusion works perfectly. Now, here's where millions of people get trapped. Wages do not rise at the same speed as inflation. In most countries, wages are stagnant. Raises barely keep up with the cost of living, and often don't keep up at all. So even if your salary goes up, your purchasing power goes down. You feel like you're earning more, but in reality, you're earning less. That's the global trick. You're told you're making progress, you're told the economy is growing, you're told everything is recovering. But behind the curtain, your real wealth is being siphoned away. Let's talk about debt. Debt is the second half of the trap. Governments, corporations, and central banks want you in debt. They need you in debt. Debt creates dependence. Debt forces you to keep working. Debt prevents rebellion. Most importantly, debt absorbs inflation. When the price of everything goes up, what do people do? They borrow. Credit cards, loans, mortgages, buy now, pay later. All of these tools make it seem like you can still maintain your lifestyle even though your income is being eaten alive by inflation. But here's the truth. The more you borrow, the poorer you become. And the people lending to you, they get richer. They own the assets, they own the interest, they own the cash flow, and eventually they own you. Meanwhile, the rich use inflation to their advantage. When money loses value, assets gain value. Real estate goes up, stocks go up, commodities go up, investments go up. So while ordinary people hold cash that declines in value, the wealthy hold assets that rise in value. This is the great wealth transfer of our time. Inflation steals from the bottom and gives to the top. That is not an accident. That is the system. But wait, it gets worse. Every time there is a crisis, governments print more money. Every time the economy slows down, they print more money. Every time banks crash, they print more money. Every time debt becomes unpayable, they print more money. Every printing event dilutes your savings but boosts asset prices for those who already own assets. This is how crises become opportunities for the rich. They know exactly when the printing will happen. They position themselves before you even hear the news. By the time money hits the system, they are already benefiting from the first wave of value. You get the leftovers. After everything is inflated, after everything is more expensive, after the window for profit has closed. Now, here's the part that millions will never see coming. The next phase of the trick is already happening. It's called the shift to digital money, central bank digital currencies, CBDCs. These are programmable currencies, trackable currencies, controllable currencies. If cash disappears and your money becomes digital, guess who has full control? Not you, not your bank, the central authority. They will know when, where, and how you spend your money. They can restrict purchases. They can impose expiration dates. They can introduce negative interest rates. They can freeze accounts. They can force stimulus. They can deny transactions. Money becomes a tool of behavior control. And once that system is fully implemented, inflation will become even easier for them to weaponize, because digital money can be manipulated with a single algorithmic update. So all of this raises one question. How do you protect yourself? The answer is simple, but not easy. You must stop thinking like a victim in a system designed to exploit you, and start thinking like the people who built the system. The wealthy don't save money. They save value. They invest in assets. They diversify. They own things that grow while money shrinks. You don't escape inflation. You outrun it. You don't ignore the system. You learn how it works.